So when I was younger, I probably started playing video games when I was like 5 years old. I remember getting I think it was a Super Nintendo or a Nintendo 64. Hey everyone, welcome to Nick 830's Creator Cup featuring Fortnite, powered by Twitch Rivals. Big thank you to them for putting together that amazing video. Man, that almost had me tearing up. So you guys know this is my first time like hosting and casting my own tournament. I got to cast like week 5 of the summer skirmish, but with it being a Creator Cup that Twitch is letting me host, this one's a lot more special to me. And I mean, you know, I got to give a big thank you to the talent, competitors, the casters, everyone who's watching right now, the A team. Shout out to you guys. Really grateful for this. And I want to see some A hype in the chat right now. Please and thank you. And then, of course, with that hype, I'm super proud to announce that we've got some of the most professional Fortnite casters out there joining me. These two gentlemen were at the 2019 Fortnite World Cup, casting together the solo, day 3 it was. And this was like almost 2 years ago. And I am very happy to announce that it is Monster D-Face and Golden Boy. How you guys doing today, guys?
Doing good. Shout out to the A team. Pleasure to be here. And I'm looking forward to the day, you know, get to hang out with some homies, talk about some Fortnite. It's going to be a good time.
Oh, it's going to be awesome. And it's always, Monster, when are you going to play with Nick 830? I'm like, when are we going to commentate together? So here we are. It's a pleasure being back on your channel and, of course, with you and your comm. So I know it's going to be a fun day.
Yeah, so we're actually going to get into the format in a little bit, guys. It's super placement based, and we've got some really great points awarded throughout the whole tournament.
This is the thing that I know you and your community are going to absolutely love, because the Zone Wars map is something a little bit more personalized, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit more different. So first off, actually, I really enjoyed the Streamer Bowl format, which was Zone Wars, to kind of see, like, you know, the best of the best. We ended up kind of making the finals of this tournament a custom Zone Wars map. You can see the A logo there. You got Nick 830's Melted Ice Cream. We got the A Team emote. We got all that fun stuff. And it's going to be in this format for the finals. The top 8 duos are going to advance into this map, and it's going to be the first team to reach 2 wins will come first place. And you see Max 830 right there. He's got his own place. So
I was just going to say, dude, this map is so sick. Like, this entire world coming together. It's all coming to life. This is crazy. And then, of course, but we got players to talk about here, Nick.
Yes, we have so many talented players, from content creators to pro players to streamers. Right off the bat, you know, we see Clicks, we see Elixa, we see Booga, Glace, former teammates who I played with. I mean, pretty well everyone on here is someone that I've got to be lucky enough to collaborate with or play with. So,
but Monster, we got even more heavy hitters on this page.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, listen, everyone here is the awesome, I guess, core part of the Fortnite community, right? You got Nick Merckx coming back in, the perfect hybrid of content and, of course, competitive. My boy Punisher in here as well, making the transition. You got to give a shout out to Somerset, right? Just coming off of her high. Sancho on this side there with this beautiful mug, right? Pairing up with Takata, so a caster duo, okay?
Speaking of the World Cup earlier, there's actually some competitors in this tournament who you guys, Monster and Golden Boy, have actually casted over in the World Cup like 2 years ago. So it's just so cool to see so many people stick around with this game. You know, we all love it. It's so entertaining. It just makes for a really cool storyline, so to speak. Sancho West is ready for an interview right now, and this man has always given me advice and tips, and I kind of wanted to ask him some tips right now for casting, because I mean, who else better to ask?
Where's his beard? What?
Hey, listen, man. If you want my advice, you're in the best hands in the business in Monster and Golden Boy. All you gotta do is always compliment how good looking Golden Boy is, and then make sure you give Monster premium gas, and you're good to go.
Whereas they're on Southside, and it looks like they're actually gonna get into a fight. Ronaldo versus Sparkles and Red. Ronaldo also has Okis on his team.
Continuing to apply some pressure here. Very well done. You can hear the comms is pretty clean.
Yeah, trying to get some piece control, trying to jump right in. Actually, he cracked him. This is a perfect 50-50 to take when he has the shield advantage, even still with losing his shield right there. Woo! Gets the down on Red. Yeah, now they're at an advantage. He's got to wait now. Okis shouldn't be taking a 1v1. He should wait till Ronaldo's healed up, and then they fight together, so they better their odds at winning. And I think they build up together right now, and here comes a play.
Yeah, tag. And you know, their opponent knows this as well. These players, they're tenured. They have that experience. They're not going to make these foolish solo plays. They will tackle this one together in order to ensure that they pull off this elimination.
Yeah, and it looks like for the next zone, it's going to pull a little bit west towards the river. There's so many teams right there, and we actually have a battle between high ground. Both teams are going to try to pressure and kind of alpha up the other teams to kind of claim that high ground. But most likely what's going to happen is Scoped is going to bounce her ahead to try to claim as much real estate as he can early on and kind of dictate that high ground. But right now, I guess he's just looking for picks, trying to get some free limbs on people rotating on the low.
Yeah, he's not too exposed here, right? Like, yeah, you know, there aren't a lot of builds centered about, but putting himself in angles to ensure that he doesn't get just, you know, beamed from the side here. Then Reet, look at this. I mean, just the build out, the give support. There goes the rockets. It's going to put some explode pressure on the tower across the way. There are going to be some players located low, but this just continues to be a great display here from Scope and Reet. They're not really allowing anyone that is on that high ground to be comfortable, and in doing so, it gives them those openings. Now, though, unfortunately, Scoped, he's going to get knocked down, brought down to a few levels, lose some health because of that, has to spend some mats to take that high ground. But just look at the way that the activity is funneling about here. I mean, he's absolute pandemonium and chaos. The Scope located a player, had to disengage from that one right away. And the high ground, as a matter of fact, has been lost. It's Zayt and Saf forcing out the players that were located earlier. And then Nate in the low ground warrior monster, maybe can pull this one a victory from the low area of the map. Would be quite a sight to see for game one.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, too, because he doesn't have any material. They're actually playing with an empty gas tank here, if you will, and they're just going to have to figure it out now. Nate Hill, he knows how to move, he knows how to operate, but for any pro player, no mats, it's all desperate times now. And look at this, Nick. He's holding that pressure cooker, pump shotgun, ready to go, and no, he can take it out there.
But now we have Punisher going in, and he's almost on the low ground, kind of a mid-layer tarp. This is good because he can pressure the people who are on the ultimate low ground who have no mats, like Nate Hill, and it just gets free limbs, free points, and he can kind of stay ahead with those mat refreshes, and we kind of see him doing that now. But there's a slight elevation change, and if he doesn't get up quick enough, there will be other teams kind of closing in on him, those teams without mats who are desperate and who want those kills.
Yeah, but even for them, I mean, they just have a Punisher just has 150 builds to work with, so, or 150 mats rather. So that's not a lot of resources for them to try and retake that. And even on the other side, his teammate Justice was also in a bit of a pickle there too. As we take a look at the high ground, though, we got Saf now getting challenged by clicks.
Clearly there. I mean, look at this, Nick. They're just stomping their way through now. This should be their game to take home.
It's interesting to note that he claimed high ground on the final moving zone. He didn't try to go for it early like those two teams battling it out on the high ground. He saved his mats, he waited, he watched, and he struck right when the moment came, and he did a fantastic job doing that. And now it's just a matter of holding high ground, pressuring the enemy teams below, like to continue fire, so that they're forced down, so that they fight, so they get more placement, and then eventually they get a victory royale.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like is happening right now. Punisher now with no builds to work with, getting a ton of damage put forward there because of the storm. Also is going to get hit too, brought down to just 17 HP. One in front of him here. Can he manage to break through this? Pick up the Siphon. I don't know if he can. It's going to be Glace there, but Glace ends up getting 1v2 of them, and now it's a 1v2. As Glace is going to be the player down low, this is looking like a win for Day and Clicks. They have high ground. Glace needs to pull off a miracle here. The circle continuing to move, but Glace knows that the pressure is going to be coming, trying to build his way out of there with that anime skin, but I just don't think the story is going to go the way you think. Victory Royale for Clicks and Day.
Yeah, and we see Nick Merckx just kind of farming, so he's got max materials on metal, but he needs a little bit of brick, a little bit of wood. Same thing with kind of Coop. So they're just claiming this house, and they're just replacing it because they're in a good spot in the zone, and it also, this house will give them materials, so they can kind of max out and be ready for endgame. And once they're all prepared, they'll build this one by one, and they'll kind of check out their surroundings. They'll see where people are set up.
And so far, this is looking pretty good here for Reed. He's applying that pressure, but is it going to be enough? Oh, no! He gets shot from the side as well.
The thing is, if they take too long with this fight, they're going to get held. They're not in zone right now. If you look at the map, they have to rotate so far, and teams have already set up right now. So if they don't play this right and use old builds to rotate, and they're doing fresh builds, they're going to get lobby focused, and people are going to see that, and they know that that's a free kill. So Reed has to play this super smart and definitely not go for height here as a solo. It's going to be interesting how he rotates, and he might actually get it.
And there it is, little layer change off the mountain cliff there. Things just so happen to work out, but I think he has to count his lucky stars for now as again, Reet losing scope, just a tough fight to take on any edge zone. Judging by how other teams are starting to base up now, that means the zone is pulling this way. That zone 6 is going to cut all the way across. So that high ground hold that they have, they're going to have to give it up.
Let's see how he plays this out right now. Kind of just rotating ahead, staying on the outer portion of the storm circle instead of being in the center, if you look at the map. And that way he has less people on him and he only has to build towards his left side where people are in. And he... Nice pick.
Wow, what a great shot there from Click.
But Okiss seems like he is down, so it's up to Ronaldo to truly clutch this. He tries to pull his teammate up and catch him with the harpoon. It's not going to be enough, and that's going to be lost material as well. So, again, Ronaldo doesn't have mats to really work with. He has to pick up the siphon loot off his down teammate. He gets a little bit of it. It's going to be enough to get down here safely, but it's going to be close now. No one is safe here, Nick.
And it's so quick that people get eliminated when they're on the low ground with a river zone. You almost just don't want to be on there, but if you have no mats, there's nothing much you can do. So Ronaldo on the high ground here, just pressuring, trying to force these teams down so they can fight, but there's not much also you can do when you're just a solo up there. And if this team recognizes that, which they will look up very soon and understand that, they're going to take height or they're going to pressure back and kind of bring them down and win.
Yeah, well, that seems to be the game plan here as Bizzle looking to get that high control, does manage to secure that one. One player is going to go down. His teammate Scrubby's going to go low to engage in that fight here. And this is looking fantastic. Last player left alive. You got Bizzle and Scrubby. They're going to pick it up. Game 2, victory, Royale for Scrubby and Bizzle.
All right, Bizzle, one final question, actually, and then we'll let you go. Thank you for the interview, by the way. I was curious, in the end game right there, when you shot out high ground, were you aware that it was just like a solo, or were you just kind of, was it just like a reflex? Like, what were your comms at that scenario? Did you comm out to your teammate, like, look height, it's a solo? Or did it just naturally happen?
Yeah, so me and Scrubs were mid-ground right there, and right as we both had a little bit of mats, we both had maybe 5 builds. I was like, I saw like 2 teams below me, and I saw 1 wood tarp above me, so I was like, let's bloom fight height. Because I thought it was a solo, and they were building on wood. Yeah. So we can at least shoot them out, and we were both 200 HP with really good guns there. We probably would have won that fight and would have won the high ground no matter what. Luckily, it was a solo. I think you guys said it was Ronaldo, so we shot him out, took it for free, and then we just cleaned up the whole lobby.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. That's super interesting to hear from like a pro perspective, like how, like what the thought process is there. So thank you for that. Good. I won't keep you anymore. Thank you so much for the interview. Good luck in the rest of the games. And of course, good luck in true offense, yes, with Clicks and Booga. And it goes back to what you guys were saying about, you know, not wanting to fight early game. Like there's so much real estate out there. And when you come down to the best of the best, taking a fight isn't going to put you in a net gain situation. You're not going to have a surplus of materials after a fight. You're not going to have extra shield. It's just going to stall you from farming, stall you from looting, and just deplete a lot of shields, ammo, and just stuff that you need in endgame. So most professionals who play Fortnite will ideally try to avoid a fight at all times, as we see Coop and Nick Merckx kind of doing right now. They're just trying to rotate out even with the other team in caddy with them.
And, you know, what they're fighting for is top 8, right? That's when we get to that next phase of the tournament.
Yeah, and I mean, right now it's just kind of a patient game of just maxing out all your materials and getting loot and just setting yourself up for that end game. Some teams will like be farming if they don't have, you know, enough materials, and then other teams will already have that. Like for Colazo, for example, and they'll be rotating already towards center zone. You know, when you're in center zone, you're more likely to pull the next zone because zones typically just kind of close in on the center of the previous circle. So it just kind of guarantees that, and then you end up wasting less materials. You end up not getting shot, so you conserve shield, and that's basically the name of the game right now.
For now, though, Unknown is just going to try and keep himself within a vertical base here, get that control of the height, and continue to just apply that pressure to the players down low. Zextro is going to be rounding out the rear here, just giving them eyes as to where these players are going to be located. They're actually located right above. Clean shots as well from Zextro with that purple AR.
Yeah, and actually it was interesting to note that Unknown Army's teammate was actually waiting back because Unknown Army got tagged, so he boxes up and the enemies are most likely going to press that. And when you're going up, I mean, you can't cover all angles. So Zextro was actually just waiting in behind to kind of get some shots, and he actually did. And then, of course, now we see some third parties. But nonetheless, that was a really good play by Unknown and Zextro. And I mean, if you look at their material count right now, Reet has about 200 materials. I mean, he's shambles. He either has to disengage hard and farm up, or he needs to, you know, get that fight in. But they are playing the safe route, of course, because they have some brick nearby. But they're going to be kind of shambles rotating in for the next zone where everyone is set up, like Cease and Rise, who are going to be trying to hold them. And, you know, with no mats, it might be difficult for them. So they kind of pay the price for trying to take that fight.
So Cypher and Blake are going to be located right in front of our dear friends Takada and Sancho, who we heard from earlier on. Sancho tweeted me saying that I've been roasting him this whole time. Sancho, I don't think that is the case at all. I would like to look at it as encouragement from afar.
Too much time being dead that he has time to know that you've been roasting him on the cast. It's all love. So it actually looks like too Blake has a max distance pull zone here. He's got a bouncer right there. Potentially waiting as well, because there is a team on height that would probably laser him if they go early. So they're probably looking for the right opportunity here.
I'm going up to our left.
And they get it. Untouched. Nice little rotate. And right now we see Mega, who's on height right now with Dubs. Not even bouncering over because they have so many materials to work with. They can just build on their way to the next zone and just constantly apply that pressure, force teams down, force them to fight. I mean, you gotta like look at the layers right there too. There's only like 4 or 5, and there's so many teams within those layers. So eventually they have to fight because they're gonna be on the same ground. And zone pulls back, so Dubs can kind of use the old builds and rotate ahead.
And needs to be careful too, because his mats are getting dangerously low there. You just saw Zayt get knocked out off screen. Scrubby and Bizzle still going to be alive, actually leading the pack when it comes to this rotate through to the safe zone here. Bizzle doing everything he can to give his teammate an opportunity to get to that safe area, but Bizzle is going to be banged up. 4 HP, now knocked down, now knocked completely. Dubs Mega owning the high ground here, Nick. This is looking pretty solid for this duo. They get knocked down, but so far, so good for them.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, and we see Punisher right here on a mid-ground tarp. They've got a clean layer right now. They're kind of in the center, though, so there's teams to their right, teams to their left. There's teams above, below. They're going to try to look for a pick very soon. They're running low on mats. And now, because they stall with this engagement, other teams are going to catch up to them. They might get cut off. They need to think quick here, but it looks like they're prioritizing the kill.
Yo, we need to play floppers, okay? I'm gonna drop,
Okay.
And you hear their comms right now. They're going to play floppers, meaning they're going to sit in storm, make sure they're safe, and then just look for a kill while everyone's already ahead and no one's looking back at them in storm.
It's a solo.
Smart call there. You have to have those quick reactions to these situations, because in these build battles, or not these build battles, rather these rotations, things can go bad very, very quickly here. Speaking of going bad, it looked like it was going to go bad for a moment for Dubs and Mega, but they managed to recover here. Pressure, though, from up on high. They continue to knock out those builds. And very well done by Dubs and Mega, just continuously putting the challenging player in their spot, in their place. And they're holding this one monster. This is looking great for them.
Yeah, and Scrubby's still in this, so that means he's trying to hold it down. Commandment and Emad make it all the way to this end game too, so it's a big engagement. Oh my gosh, what a shot there, GB. That's an instant takeout. That's a 1v2 as well, and this is why you don't peek this shotgun. It can do deadly damage and end your run.
Well, he gets 5th place for that, but you got to be pretty pleased with your placement there. And now looking to Cease's perspective here. Dubs and Mega still in the high ground. We have 2 duos that are going to be contending against each other here. I believe Dubs and Mega are still in the high ground, but it seems like given where their cameras are, they're looking further down. They may have been brought down to size here, cut down as the circle continues to get smaller and smaller up this hill. It's Commandment, as a matter of fact, so scratch that. Dubs and Mega end up getting wiped out. Commandment's going to be the last player left alive, and it's going to be Cease and Rise who pick up the victory royale at the end of game 3.
Like I said,
I also, if you go back to that replay perspective, we saw that there was Somerset and Punisher's team, 2 separate teams in Pleasant. Because Pleasant Park is a named POI and there's a lot of buildings in here where you can refarm your materials, like we see Punisher doing, a lot of teams will end up going in these named POIs, and as the zone closes, you're going to see a lot more people in here, which makes it way more difficult to rotate on out when the next zone and the zone after that is revealed. So right now we also saw another team come in, Cypher and Blake. So there's 3 teams so far. So it's just something to watch out for. It'll be super congested, and you know, the sacrifice of getting extra mats is it's going to be a tougher rotation out. They're tarping in. They're going to stay ahead, and most likely going to capitalize on a good zone to kind of look back and potentially get a few more tags. But #1 priority right now is just to get ahead and make sure you're in zone, staying ahead, so less people can fight you.
getting crazy down here. It's just back and forth. This is a scrappy situation to be in now, and Clicks is by himself, but he does pick up those floppers, and he actually juggles in some extra, so there might be plenty of heals here. He's going to go for the flopper play. This is perfect for this format as well, mind you, because, again, it's all format-based, so you want to make these final instances. Okiss still be in the game means that he's climbing his way up. He'll break into top 8 here shortly. I see Ewok down low as a solo, trying to figure this whole thing out as well, so this is coming down to those final instances, and I think it can go either which way. High ground is not completely safe just yet.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned Ewok. I mean, he's also in a good spot. 75 points right now for Ewok. If they keep this going, could very well lead to them being in that top 8. Oh my goodness gracious me. Unknown getting absolutely drained as he was descending low there by Dubs and Mega. Clicks took the high ground away from Nate. A solo player, by the way. I think we just talked about this, where we're like, you know, you normally don't want to see the solo player go for high ground, but when it's Clicks, he can just do whatever he wants to do because he has the capability to do just that. Actually knocked down Nate Hill and Riffmole low side. Nate is going to get knocked by one of either D-Roller or Colazo. I'm assuming it was going to be D-Roller there. Up on height, though, it's got Clicks. He's in this engagement. He's getting tagged up. He's only got 14 HP. He pops another one of those floppers. It's going to be the last one inside of the inventory. Drops down, gets third place. Mega will be the one to get that elimination as we round it out to the victory royale. It's going to be Colazo and D-Roller who pick up the victory here in game 4.
Yeah, and Golden Boy, I think they did actually change up their drop spot because we saw Nick Merckx and Coop like up near Colazo at like Caddy Corner, but it seems like they're getting a little more aggressive here in Misty now where Emad is, and Emad actually fought off a team in the first game, and they had Misty uncontested for a solid like 2 or 3 games, but now contested off spawn right now.
They're both on the roof right now.
If they secure this will just put them that much closer to being able to get into that top 8. They're one of those teams that are currently fighting in the bubble right now, whereas Nick Merckx and Coop, they're looking to just make magic happen here. But so far, it has been Commandment alongside Emad dominating this area, and I really shows no signs of slowing down here, especially with Coop being pressured away that he is. 29th place, that will be an exit for Coop and Nick Merckx.
You know, some teams are fighting, some people aren't. Man, big props to Nick Merckx and Coop for trying to go out with a bang and just, you know, putting it all on the line. They're all about their community, and it's kind of cool to see them try to entertain them in the best way possible. So they're looking to play it nice and smart, looking to rotate early as well. Trying to get ahead and maybe use a bouncer. They do have 3, but they need to adjust their position, adjust their elevation so they can actually use it and make sure that there's no one building above them. I don't see them tarping this given their mats. They're going to bouncer and use all of them just to make sure they can get in zone with the materials they need.
Yeah, on height, though, is Colazo and D-Roller, the winners of our last game. They got 58 points in game 4. Very well do the same thing again here, playing so close to the edge of the circle, so they're just going to continue to tarp forward, push this, and get more control, own the height.
Look at the benefit,
making another layer here. This is great, and they have the mats to be able to do this as well, at least for right now.
Yeah, and I was going to say, look at the benefit at them rotating early. See how they're able to claim that high ground and kind of get ahead. And as long as they're focusing on making sure no other teams are above them, they're good. He bouncers ahead right now to make sure that no one has angles on him where they were tarping. Saves mats in the process. Tries to reclaim it, but he's actually getting focused.
Okay, that's fine.
Small risk for high reward now as we're approaching his final moments here. These zones are going to start moving, and this is where the zone pulls far. The zone 7 and stuff will start to cut soon. RPG still in play, though, so high ground's not completely slave as Colazo and D-Roller have to force heal here. Ronaldo, Okiss still in the end game. Cypher, PK, and Blake at 109, 10th place. This is riding right here. The entire tournament competition, if they can make the top 8 to continue on, is here and now. They need elims, though, too. Just being passive is not going to be enough, but he's running out of material, and that's it. He's going to fall in 16th place. It was so close, yet so far. On the other side, Punisher still pushes on.
Using an old tarp. Yeah, he's using an old tarp right here, trying to conserve materials and trying to get a free pick, but now it might cost him because now he can't get out of the tarp itself, but looks like they go on their own layer here, tarping ahead, trying to make sure they stay away from the storm and people who are fighting on edge without any materials.
I mean, Nick, we're getting down to the wire here of your very own Creator Cup. We're seeing some great plays here from people who you've played with in the past, and it seems like it's only going to continue to get better here as Punisher actually having to deal with these two players up front. Does 72. Huge damage on the Unknown Army. He's going to be able to take him out there. Can he get the follow-up, though? He's going to break through the builds. He's so low, 67 shield, 20 HP, and Punisher continuing to run about, but that is going to do it. The end of the run of Punisher, and his teammate is going to come at the hands of D-Roller and Collazo. Clicks and Day are going to get eliminated by Cease and Rise, which is a big pickup for them. We'll see if they can shake up the standings here as we jump now over to Reet and Scope, who we just talked to before. Another pickup there against Macwood, but the follow-up coming through, and the save was there, but is going to get knocked out at 7th place here, Nick.
Yeah, and we see Collazo right now. He was on high ground doing a fantastic job of covering over the enemies, tarping above them so they have no angles. He actually ends up getting a pick, gets the mats that he needs to kind of go back up and reclaim that high ground, and now it's smooth sailing. You saved so many mats on the high ground here, and he's just going to put constant pressure with his teammate. Try to get above. He sees that it pulls over towards Colossal Coliseum, so if he can connect, he's set up, and then everyone else is below, and there's no way they get in Colossal if it continues pulling to the west.
Yeah, this is going to be very dangerous here in a moment. They have everything that they could possibly want. It keeps moving forward. Everyone sees this wall. Could it be the worst place for them to be, but the best place for Collazo and D-Roller? The action continues down low. Cease makes it to the end, but only one player left standing, trying to harpoon him up here. And a victory Royale with the flow too. Oh my word. What a conclusion to that one. And our only duo to pick up 2 wins here at the Nick 830 Creator Cup was Collazo and D-Roller. Congrats to them.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Nick 830's Creator Cup. And as per usual, I am joined by Golden Boy to my left and Monster D-Face to my far left. We had an amazing first 5 games, but that's not it. We're actually going to be doing finals, which is going to be creative. It's going to be zone wars. It's going to be the best of the best, all condensed in one tiny space.
Yeah. So why did you go with this? Why you went with the creative? Let's let people at home know the context of it.
Very good question. Okay, so I recently played in the Streamer Bowl, and I really liked just like watching it. Like I was watching like Clicks and Ronaldo and Ops and all those guys like just go head to head. And I mean, like I said, it's like when you put the greats of all time like in the same matchup, like Muhammad Ali versus Mike Tyson. Those are the matchups we love to see. So I figured, what better way to showcase that than Zone Wars? Just different. It's different from the traditional, like you play Fortnite and then you qualify to semis and then you qualify to finals, and it's the same thing. Just spicing it up a little bit.
Fair enough. Monster, let's talk about your creative talents. How good are you in creative?
Oh, me? I mean, listen, the reason I commentate is to give everyone else the opportunity, right? Like the same reason I make stuff here. Like Nick understands, that's why Nick's a commentator now. See, just give him the title.
Whoa! Actually, you know what? I changed it.
No,
I don't want to be in this. Okay.
Gotta give him a chance, man.
Fortnite content creator player is my title, and I'm gonna stick with it. 30.
Asterisk commentator 830. There it is. Done. Rocket. So can you give context on this map? Like do you know who made it, or do you have any information about that? This is so cool.
Yeah, so I worked with a designer. His name is Skittles. The best of the best, man. He was so like easy to work with. We went back and forth a little bit, and actually I got him to create some like my A logo. I got him to create like one emote, which is the A team. You'll see it soon. You see the buildings have like Nick 830's microwaved ice cream shop, and it also has Lazy Links was one of my favorite POIs of all time. So you see that building to the southwest of your screen right now. That's actually Lazy Links. So it's got a lot of cool stuff. You see Max 830's building right there. And he even created that. He's so talented at creating that kind of stuff. It's got the Twitch logo. He creates it all from scratch. So it's
that's crazy.
It's a very, very nice map.
Through all these 5 games, are you surprised to see some of the players performing as well as they have?
I think just overall, the coolest part about this is that whether you're good or not, I mean, we saw with so many players, like people just had a smile on their face when they're going out. And I think that's like one of the coolest things ever, keeping those vibes right and just making sure that it's a fun time, right? And it's not just always about winning. Winning's nice, of course. And
winning is nice.
You can't win every day, though. And I want to reiterate that too, because I hope people who didn't necessarily win or didn't place too well, I hope you guys still enjoyed it and play basically had a good time, and just know that there are many other days and there's always room for improvement. We got our whole life to live. This is only a tiny little chapter in the book. So,
I love that. Well, speaking of the next chapter, let's actually go ahead and take a look at the standings and where we are right now, because this is going to determine who moves on to the top 8. So, in first place, you have Colazo and D-Roller, followed by Clicks and Day. Oh, here we go. Oh, I'm nervous now.
Oh, they got to run their team. Okay.
Yeah, basically you go to your teams, they're assigned, like they already know, and then they're set up in the center here, and Zone can pull in any direction. They are random zones, and they don't, it's not the same one for every single round. It'll change.
You have a green AK?
Oh my goodness, I have no idea. So people can try this out as well, right? They could download the code and give it a whirl themselves.
Yeah, actually, that's actually a really good point. It's to the upper left of your screen. It starts with a 7711, and then anyone can play it at this point.
I do wonder, so Nick, I guess you can answer this too. Like, is it just vanilla items too, like from the Fortnite world?
Yeah. So it's
right now.
Yep, it's everything that's in comp right now, and I don't think there's anything else. And also, one of the big things is you see Punisher on low ground right here. It's actually even terrain all the way through, if I'm not mistaken, until like the very, very final circle. So you're not going to have these weird little slight elevation changes, which will, maybe get people upset about, like, you can't build there. We want to try to make it as, friendly, gamer friendly as possible, and make sure people are enjoying themselves and have, a fair advantage. Everyone's on an even playing field. Yep, this is the official A-Team Zone Wars map for duos, of course, and supports up to 16 players. So we see 8 of the top duos coming in from the previous game. And as you see, like, Punisher is in his tarp right here. Zones don't pull too far. So, like, I feel like there's gonna, with the best of the best, it might end up playing off to a heal off. Like, see how it's going so slow? But the designer actually tried to replicate the end game of a regular game as much as possible, so that the zones move in a similar way.
That is true. That we talk about the format, like what? Oh yeah. Well, honestly, it's about just the victories, right?
Yeah. Yep. First person, our first duo to reach 2 wins gets first place. Yeah.
You can expect some players maybe try and go for some fights here, kind of like the way the D-Roller challenged Ronaldo, who goes down. Punisher's dangerously low. As far as health goes, it could be Justice. No, wait, Dubs. It's either Dubs or Justice that will get it. Dubs is healing again. He's going to use that bandage, bring himself back up here. He also has the flopper, can also cycle the bandage again. And then Day's down low, so never mind. Does he have enough to keep himself alive? No, he ends up falling. And
this is Dubs.
Dubs picking up the win.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Nick 830's Creator Cup. I'm joined by the amazing Monster D-Face and Golden Boy. We just witnessed 5 matches of regular Battle Royale format, and then the top 8 duos kind of battled it out in the creative Zone Wars map. We actually have a winner, and that is Emad and Commandment. So we're going to take a look at the bracket right now, the winners, and of course, we will get into the interview very shortly.
Huge shout outs, Nick, and really, I think a credit to them for their adjustment as we now look at the final pricing. They walk away with $3,000. $1,500 for Zayt and Saf, who got that second victory there, and a decent payday for a lot of our competitors today.
Emad, Commandment, congratulations. I want to say, Emad, like, you've been killing it with the viewing parties, and you're always so positive. Anytime that I watch back, like, a perspective of you reacting to me or something, or anyone for that matter, you're just always looking at the positive of everyone's reaction or everyone's gameplay. And, like, man, that goes such a long way. You just feel good watching your viewing party. So I just want to say thank you for that, and thanks for keeping it positive as well. So, okay, so guys, that's actually going to be a wrap to this tournament. I wanted to, again, like, give a big thank you to you, Golden Boy, to you, Monster D-Face. When we were doing this tournament and, they gave me the option of casting or playing. Originally, I actually wanted to play because I'm not a good caster. But then I had the option to go with you guys as my co-casters. And I'm like, that's so easy. I'm going to look like a natural no matter what. And you definitely, like, you lived up to the expectation, guys. It's just, I'm talking too much, but thank you very much.
It's a pleasure. Absolute
thank you
pleasure to be a part of it. Obviously, always love casting with Monster, my Boricua boy. We always, call games together. It's always a good time. But Nick, you're a natural, man. You have all the talent in the world, and trust
with you
me,
guys.
If you want to do this full time and take my job, by all means, I welcome it, bro. Do it up, baby. You're awesome, and keep kicking all the butt.
I appreciate that.
And seriously, thanks for allowing us to kind of jump on here, talk in front of your entire community, of course, and interact with the boys. It's a pleasure being a supporter of yours after, for all these years, and yeah, continue killing it, man. We'll do this again sometime.
I don't know what to say. I just don't know what to say. I honestly, I really do appreciate that, Monster, and, like, you're one of those people, and even Golden Boy as well, who just, you're like an OG. You casted the World Cup, so thank you, and again, I'm gonna let you guys go because I don't want to keep you guys too long. But thank you.
Thank you.
Later.
Okay. So guys, I just wanted to give you guys a big thank you. Man, I don't know what to say when I'm getting showered in compliments. I look all, I don't know what to say. I don't know how to take it. Anytime I didn't know what to say, like they were just there to kind of take over and make sure that, you know, I'm looking as professional as I can. The way they bounce back and they say like, okay, Nick, and your thoughts on this? Like they just know how to cue you, man. And on top of that, I want to give a big thank you to everyone in the Fortnite community who played in this. Like I said, there's something to be said about when one person, obviously with Twitch and everything, throwing together a tournament and then how everyone wants to be involved and kind of elevate that experience. You know what I mean? That's so nice of everyone to do, and I'm so grateful. And again, shout out to all the players. If you didn't win or you didn't place too well, man, again, it's just a small like chapter in your book. So there's so many more opportunities to do so. And I hope you still had a really fun time. We put a lot of like work and effort behind the scenes with like the creative map and all that stuff. I tried to prepare as best as I can, and I'm talking fast because I don't want to keep you guys too long. I tried to practice and take notes and watch back the World Cup and see how people commentate, and I tried to make sure that I wasn't talking too much. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. Tried my best. And A-Team, I got to give a special shout out to you guys, everyone watching. Shout out to all the friends out there. I saw like Bonsai. I saw all you guys in chat. Alexa. I saw, you know, all the mods. Bad Boy, D-Rari, Vertex, Golden Boy in chat right now. You guys are just legends, man. You gave me this opportunity, like the fact that you guys are watching so that we can put something like this together. So thank you. And we're going to actually be rating Emad, guys. So he won the tournament. So we're going to be sending our love to his way. Make sure you go congratulate him. And again, anyone who was in the tournament, tag them, say good job, spread some good vibes. That's what we're all about. We want to make sure they had a good time playing in this tournament. All right, guys, I'm out. Thank you. Please and thank you.
Hey, you win heal off. I'm not throwing. Don't let me tag you. You win heal off. Let's go! Let's go! Easy win!